Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a little summer sewing recap and I'm going to show you everything that I made this summer. So summer is my favorite season for sewing. I just love sewing dresses, tank tops, and shorts, and all of those kind of good things. And in the spring, I realized I had some pretty big holes in my wardrobe. I just kept wearing the same old sweats and old t-shirts and tank tops over and over. So I decided that I was gonna make myself a whole new summer wardrobe. And it actually worked out really well because it coincided with my summer pattern releases. So I released a pattern set with a top and a pair of pants or shorts. And they're just very classic, simple pieces that are easy to throw on, easy to sew, and just like easy to wear and also very cute. And that is exactly what I was missing in my wardrobe. I love wearing linens and cottons and natural fibers all year round, but in the summer especially. And I just didn't have very many of those pieces. So I made myself basically a whole new summer wardrobe. So here is the pile of all of the things that I sewed. It is a lot of pieces. I normally wouldn't sew this many things, but I do sew a lot of samples when I release a pattern. So quite a number of them are those pieces, but I also sewed some pieces from some other designers and this is getting heavy. And I got through most of the makes that I planned out in my summer makes video. So I did a whole planning session video where I talked about fabrics I wanted to use and patterns I wanted to sew. So anyways, without further ado, we will get into it. Okay, we're gonna start with pants because I don't have that many pairs. These are all sourdough pants patterns, and there are a bunch of different variations with that pattern, so you have a lot of options with it. This is one of the first pairs that I made. It is view B without the drawstring, and it is a full-length pant with slash pockets and a top stitched waistband. And I made these in a crushed satin, which I believe is acetate, and it is from Blackbird Fabrics, but this has become my favorite pair of fancy pants or trousers. They're just such a fun color. I'm really obsessed with this like chartreuse kind of color, but they're just such a cool, fun piece and I love wearing them. And the flow and the drape on these is so amazing. And I really just want to make another pair of satin pants because these are so fun to wear and actually really comfortable as well. This is the second pair of pants that I made, and this is also a sourdough pants pattern, and this is view A of the pattern with the elastic omitted. So I did that so that they are fully adjustable. So if I fluctuate in size, I can just tie the drawstrings as small or as large as I want to, which is a really cool feature of this pattern. I really like that. And these ones do have the inseam pockets, and then they have a really deep 6-inch hem. And I made these in a linen fabric. I think it's from GK Fashion Fabrics, but these are a great classic white linen pant for the summer, and I love these ones a lot. The last pair is also the sourdough pants, and you can make it in a knit fabric. So this pair is made in a sweatshirt fabric. I got this at Anne's Fabric in Hamilton, and I believe it's a poly cotton mix. I'm not completely sure because I don't think the label said, but this is also view B of the pattern. So full length pant with the slash pockets, and I did do the drawstrings and I used a cotton twill tape for that. And I actually did not have any full length sweatpants that weren't cinched at the ankle, like with elastic. So these ones are a full wide leg sweatpant, which I really like. And it kind of reminds me of what I would wear in like the early 2000s. I feel like those types of sweatpants haven't been in for a while until recently. These are super cozy and I'm gonna get a lot of wear out of these in the fall. So we're gonna move on to shorts, and I actually made a pair of shorts in the same fabric, and this is my pattern again. There's gonna be a lot of my patterns in this because I have a lot of samples. And the same fabric as the pants. They are so comfy and like the best lounging shorts. And I wore these to death at the cottage this summer. These are a 10 out of 10. And again, with the chartreuse, I made another pair of sourdough shorts, and these again have the drawstrings and no elastic, so they're totally adjustable. And I made this using a scrap from my favorite pair of culottes. I made the Solig culottes in this linen, and they're one of my most worn me-made items just because I love this color. It's just so fun. And it's also not like too far out of my comfort zone for some reason. And I feel like it's because it's kind of close to a neutral, like it's a little bit leaning towards like a beige or a khaki feel. I know the color is not similar, but that's kind of how I see them and like classify them in my wardrobe. But these are another super fun pair of shorts. I actually have a lot more shorts. I made a lot of samples for this pattern. This is a gingham pair that I made, and I did a little boxer hack on these, which is so fun. I added some buttons to the faux fly and also this fun little Kylie and the machine tag. And I used like a scrap fabric for the pockets, but I have jumped on the gingham train and I really like them. The only thing is I'm not sure how to style these because they really feel pajama-y to me, especially with the boxer hack. And I know that that is like the trend right now to wear boxer shorts out and like style them. But I don't know, I'm kind of on the fence about it just because I don't know what to wear with them to make them not look like pajamas. But I think I just need to go on Pinterest and pin some outfit ideas and then these will get a little bit more wear. But I did wear these a lot at the cottage too. Oh, and this is a washed linen in Cherry Cordial from Blackbird Fabrics. And another few pairs. I have this pair in a beige linen, a black version with the ties at the side and elastic. This is a washed linen. And lastly, I have this pair in this kind of like mauvey rose color. I am obsessed with this color. This is a 6-ounce linen from Blackbird Fabrics, and I made the matching top, which I'll show you soon. But these have also been like a workhorse in my wardrobe. I wore these so much this summer. I forgot this last pair of shorts. These are almost all Blackbird Fabrics, but this was actually the first sample that I made when I was thinking about making this pattern. And I made these in, I wanna say like March or April. They are what inspired the whole pattern. And I actually didn't make too many changes to this first sample other than like a few fit changes, and I added a couple more views. But this was a leftover piece of fabric from a dress that I made. And I really didn't love the dress because I feel like this color is a little bit, I don't know, it's too close to my skin tone or something like that. But I've gotten a lot of wear out of these shorts and I really like them. And I feel like these ones are a little bit less pajama-y just because of the color and also like the side ties and everything. But these are the OG sourdough shorts. So moving on to tops, I will show you all of my sourdough tops to get through those first. But this is the one that matches the shorts that I just showed you. And again, it's in this like beautiful mauve linen. I think it's a 6-ounce linen. And this is view C of the pattern. So it's a little bit cropped and the side seams are a little bit swung out. And it's just a really good staple top. I really like this top with like black denim. I think it looks so good with black. So I have this one. And I also made one in denim. This is a denim with a little bit of elastane, so it has a little bit of stretch. And it's the same view, the cropped view C. And I bound this one with leftover scraps from my strawberry shortcake dress. So I think it's so cute, the little like contrast binding on the inside. When I designed this top, I had a denim version in mind from the very beginning. And I actually made a pattern sample very early in the pattern development with a piece of thrifted denim. And I really liked that one. I liked the color and everything, but it was way too stiff. So this fabric was a lot better. But the only thing is I don't love this shade of blue. And I feel like that's maybe like very nitpicky, but I'm finding it a little bit hard to style just because it's not exactly the color that I want it to be. And I also like when denim looks a little bit more distressed. Like if you bought this ready to wear, it would probably have some distressing on it. So I'm hoping that with some wear and like wash, it will get a little bit more of like a lived in feel. I think that's what this is missing for me. I'm not totally sure. I can't put my finger on it, but I do think this is super cute. I also made a white linen version of the sourdough top. I was gonna say that this is my favorite view, but I actually don't think it is. I really like the elastic version and the tie version. I think this top is just such a great staple top. It's just very easy to wear. It's super comfy and just like very cute. But I love this white linen version and I think it looks really good with denim shorts. That's how I've been wearing it this summer. This is view A of the top and this is in a white cotton and linen blend, I believe. And it has elastic at the bottom. And this top is the one that I love wearing with the citrine pants. I think it looks really good with the satin pants. Just like such a fun staple piece. And this is view B of the top. It's the same as the other ones, but just with drawstrings. So this one matches the black shorts with the ties at the sides. And this is the last one that I made, and this is the one that I used for the sew along. It is a striped cotton gauze, and again, has those drawstrings at the side, and this is such a comfy fabric for summer. I love this top because it's so breathable and soft and light. So yeah, those are all my sourdough tops. There's a lot of them. And another top that I made this summer was the Nora tank. And this is one of my very first patterns. It was released in, I think 2021, maybe 2020, I can't remember now. But this year I did a little relaunch. I didn't actually do a hard relaunch. I had it regraded and tested again because I had only graded it up to a size 16 when I created it. And now it is available in sizes 00 up to 34. I did the retest early in the summer and the pattern is now available, but I still haven't finished the sew along because I'm so slow with editing, but that's gonna come soon. But I made 2 versions this summer and I used that same red gingham linen from Blackbird to make view A, and it has these like cute little ruffle sleeves. And I actually really love this top. I didn't know if I would like it because I wasn't totally sure about the gingham trend. I'm one of those people that when something becomes really trendy, I stay away from it entirely because I just don't really want to dress like everybody else. But as it turns out, I am just like every other girl, and the more I saw it, the more I liked it. So I picked up that fabric and I thought it would look really cute in this top. And I actually have been getting a lot of wear out of this. And I've been really enjoying wearing more color in my wardrobe, and this one just like makes me happy when I wear it. I really like it. And I also think this looks really cute with like light denim. And the second version I made was also in gingham, and this is an upcycled men's cotton shirt. If you're looking for gingham, that's the first place you should go, is the men's shirt section in the thrift store, because there's so much gingham and there are so many shirts, and they're usually 100% cotton. You do have to check the tag, but a lot of men's shirts are pure cotton, which I like. And this one's really cute as well. And with this one, I really like styling it with white denim. I think it looks so good. It's kind of like a little bit nautical to me, but I really like that one. And this one is view D, and it has the little peplum on the bottom. And I made 2 dresses this summer, and they were both the Solig dress by Paradise Patterns. I made this one, which is the mini version, and this is view B, I want to say, and it has the curved back with the drawstring at the back. I haven't sewn a pattern that I have loved this much in a long time. I've been wearing this so much this summer. It is just such an easy dress to put on, and it just floats away from your body. It keeps you nice and cool, and also covers up any bloating or anything like that. As a person who has endo, this is such a lifesaver for me because I basically can't wear anything with a waistband when I have my period. Even elastic waistbands bother me because the bloating is so extreme with endo. So this dress is my BFF, and I made this in a Blackbird. Everything is Blackbird. Their airy viscose linen blend, and it has such a nice drape for this dress. And also this cobalt color is incredible. It's like such a vibrant blue. And I talked about this in my Instagram reel that I posted about this dress, but I have only owned, I think 1, maybe 2 garments in cobalt my entire life. And I've always kind of thought I hated cobalt. And I think it's because of how trendy it was in the early 2000s. It really had a moment in the 2010s, I think. Cobalt was everywhere in ready-to-wear stores, and I think that I started to dislike it for 2 reasons. So the first reason was because it just got so trendy that it was in every ready-to-wear store, and eventually it filtered down to like the really cheap stores, and a lot of tacky and like cheaply made garments were made in this color. And I think I kind of have like a bad association with those garments. So that is one reason. And the other reason is because I bought myself a pair of cobalt trousers, and I'm pretty sure they were from Express, and I just had the hardest time styling them and wearing them, and they were also very uncomfortable, and I just like did not like those pants. And I think those 2 things together just spawned a hate for cobalt that I never really let go of until recently, because I've been wanting to incorporate more color into my wardrobe, and I really like the idea of dopamine dressing. And so I've been buying more colorful fabrics to work with, and I saw this one on Blackbird's site and I was just like, I love that. So I tried it out, and I'm so glad that I did, because I really love this dress, and I feel like it is the perfect pairing with this pattern, the color and the drape of the fabric. So this is one of my favorite dresses I've ever made. And this is the second Solig dress I made. Actually, this is the first one. I made this one first in testing. It actually has had a couple changes since this version and that version, but I made this one out of a vintage thrifted tablecloth that I found. I think it's 100% linen, and it is embroidered with the most beautiful hand embroidered China pattern. After I posted this on Instagram, a bunch of people messaged me telling me it's the blue willow pattern for China, and I didn't know that, so that is really cool. And I did the same view. I did view B, but in a maxi length, and I love how this turned out. It is so pretty and so unique. And I actually kept the original hem at the bottom. It had a rolled hem. I really took my time in deciding where to place the embroidery because I really wanted to do the fabric justice. And I'm really happy with how it turned out. I think the placement is really nice. Although I did get one comment on YouTube telling me that it was horrible placement and it looked like I had a large belly because of where the embroidery hits, but I disagree. I think it's perfect. And I also used the original hem on the bottom. There was like a pretty beige rolled hem. And I'm just gonna cherish this dress because I think this embroidery is so, so special. And I absolutely love this dress. So the other dress I made was the Shoreline shift. And I made this one in a thrifted sheet. And it has this fun print on it that looks like a quilt, but it's just like printed onto the fabric. And I made this in an afternoon at the cottage. And I think it's really cute, but I think that the sheet is just a little bit too worn out, so it doesn't look the greatest. And I also cropped it, I think, too short. So it hits like very high on me and just a little higher than I'm comfortable with. So I'm thinking I may crop it into a top because I think it would be really cute with like denim. And I think I would also get a lot more wear out of it. But I really like the shape of the neckline and just how the neck is adjustable. And I've seen some really cute versions on Instagram of just like solid color tops. I would love to make a black or a white one and also maybe like a black mini dress. But fall is gonna be here really soon. It's still hot right now, but I know in like 2 weeks it's probably gonna be cold. So I might hold off on making any more of these until next summer. The next top I made was the ginger tie top, and this was in my last sewing vlog video. And this is by Small Museum. This is the first pattern I've sewed of hers, and it is a really cute and very simple top. I made this with a fabric that I got at a fabric swap. It was my friend Abby's fabric, and it's a viscose linen mix. So it's a really nice like drape for this top. And I am obsessed with this color. I really like red. I've always liked red. And this like kind of poppy orangey red is so much fun. And I think it's a perfect pairing for this top. I really like this one. The only thing is I haven't worn it that much. I'm a little bit self-conscious of the ties because I have to wear a bra with this top. I have to wear a bra all the time. Thank you, breastfeeding for 4 years. That's the only thing that bothers me a little bit, but I'm also one of those people that has never really been bothered by my bra showing. My mom would laugh hearing that because she'd always be telling me to adjust my bra straps and like put them inside my top. But anyways, that's my only hesitation with this one, but I do really like it and I think it's super fun. And this is the last top that I made, and this is the Daphne pattern by BF Patterns. And this is also in the sewing blog that I just posted. And I used a thrifted cotton bed sheet for the yoke and the straps. And the bottom like eyelet fabric is from Our Social Fabric. I bought it like, I wanna say 5 years ago at least, but I just really love this fabric and I think it's perfect for this type of top. The only thing is I'm not sure if I love this one. It just doesn't feel like me. And I'm not really sure why, because I generally really like these types of tops and there's nothing that I really dislike about it. I just don't feel like it's my style. And I don't know if it's because it has a little bit too much volume because of the cotton fabric, or maybe it might be the neckline. The neckline is just like a little bit high. I do like it, I think. I just have to figure out how to style it. But this is the last of the summer makes. And I think I got through almost every project that was on my list, but I just wanted to show you guys what I made this summer and do a little video recap of it. If you're interested in any of the patterns, I will link them all below. And I will also link my Etsy shop in case you're interested in getting any of my patterns. I would love it if you hit subscribe and stuck around, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.